Hello and welcome to PowerShell Learning Zone, brought to you by me, your instructor, Alex Headley. And in this lesson, we're going to run through how to get credentials and use credentials in PowerShell. So if we jump to VS Code as usual, create a new PowerShell file. I'm just calling this one credentials, and we'll start with a commandlet. So in the previous video that I'll link below, we talked about how to get user input using the read host command. Another option to do this, if you're actually specifically wanting credentials, instead of asking for two items like read host, ask for username, read host, ask for password, and adding the secure string stuff in, you can just use the commandlet get credential. So as you can see, the get credential command has a few different inputs, but you don't actually need anything other than just the commandlet for the initial retrieval. So it'll ask you for a username, so you can say Alex. It'll ask you for a password, you can type in a password, and then it outputs the fact that we have a username and a secure string. Now, as we've done before, we can ask for these creds as a object, and then what's nice about that is you can say cred dot, and then you've got your username and your password. So we'll print these out and see what you get from them. And if we run it again, you can see it's asking for a username, so I'm going to put a new one in this time, put another password, and its output this time Rick, because we've asked for the username, and password as a secure string again that's encrypted, which we'd want. So you can then use these within your script for whatever reason. You could be creating a script that needs to run as a particular user, like an admin, and you need a certain set of credentials for that. So you can use this credential object throughout with other commandlets, but I'll go through that in more detail in future videos. Now, another good thing about this object that it returns is you can actually store it as an XML file. So if we, again, we'll have a value, so this time I'll call it creds. We can then pipe it to a new commandlet. So this one is called export CLI XML. You can ask for path. So for this, I'm just going to go into ctemp, and I'm going to call it credential .xml. So if we ask for the credential and run it, it'll ask for username again. So we'll say Alex, we'll give the password. And then if we go and open up the ctemp, you can see that a new file has been created. I'm going to open that in VS Code. And as you can see, it's created an XML object with a username of Alex and an encrypted password there. Now what's good about this is we can then ask for this back. So say you've got another script that asks for a password, and you've saved it, you can then get it back from the file system, and as you can guess, it's import instead of export, so you do CLI XML again. We want a path, and I'm just going to copy it from the path. So now if we comment out that, because we don't need it, we're just going to get back the credentials from the XML, and then we're going to ask for the username from this. So if we run this, sorry, silly me, so I shouldn't copy paste. We want to set the file from the XML file to the variable. So we'll run this again. And as you can see, it's printed out Alex because it's gone into the XML file and it's read it's read that property and returned it back to the terminal. We could do the same for password, but as you can probably guess, this is going to return a secure string. And we can decode that if we wanted to with some other tooling, but for now that's just the basics of asking for a credential, using it within your script, exporting it for use in either other scripts or later, and how to read it back in after the fact. And that's it for today. Thanks very much, and catch you again soon.